Well, hi. I hope that you're doing well. I am currently standing in my kitchen because I can't find anywhere else to prop up my phone because my tripod broke. And and the dryer is. Let me go stop the dryer. Hold on. All right. Went ahead and stopped the dryer because I won't be here very long. But anyway, I hope that you're doing well. My name is Tiffany. This channel name is Beyond Swatches. Changes to come, of course. Um, but yeah, figured I'd go ahead and check in now. There is some grumblings going on in the YouTube world, and a lot of smaller creators on um, the platform are not happy, self included. But in truth, I have not been very attached to the whole YouTube monetization process for probably the past year and a half. I think I had mentioned it before. I have tried. I started this YouTube thing in 2020, and then and now it required 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all. I think it was 1378 that I saw. So it's been slowly, steadily climbing, and that is wonderful. Had some wonderful connections with you people. I'm so excited. And they require 4,000 watch hours within a rolling calendar year. That is the problem. So prior to that, I don't know what it used to be, but people were getting monetized like this, right? And then it just became very hard. It became very much a job. And there was something I saw in a video recently that shaped the way that I understand. Like, I no longer am now beating myself up for not producing content the way that the algorithm wants you to produce it. Because what I understand now, and I wish I could remember, you get the doom scrolling, but I am not a content creator. There it is. I am a person who knits. I'm a person who teaches people how to knit. I'm a person who shares what she's knitting, and I am a person who sells what she knits. I am not a content creator. And so in order to be successful in the internet spaces as a business, content creation also has to be a part of that. And maybe there's some nuances to the niche that you're in. Maybe it's something specific that could be done depending on the area that you're in. But for me, as a knitter who has no following on social media, I don't do social media. I am definitely a child of the 80s and 90s where we crave human connection. We talk to people. We don't talk to people, and we're okay with that. So it's just interesting that the social part of social media is not very social at all. It is a heart, it's a thumbs up, it's a thumbs down, or it's a straight silence. And that feels very foreign for a person like myself, especially in a crafting space where making things is so communal. So with that being said, I personally am not jumping on this rat race to try and beat the deadline for the new monetization schedule, because what I realized, YouTube is not, or since it didn't work out for me, it will not be the thing that pays me. YouTube is my space to just connect with you, right? My intention for still showing up here every 3 to 4 months, like I told you all before, maybe seasonally. It may be now that we're moving into selling territory. It may be when things are about to drop or release for new collections and things for the website, which that sounds so cool to say. That sounds so cool to say. So it may be around that, but even personal knitting started to feel very heavy. I haven't made anything literally for myself. I haven't casted on a tank top for the summer. I didn't do a sweater all winter. And it wasn't because I didn't want to. It was because at the time, separating making for myself from what the YouTube algorithm would give me in exchange, they didn't mesh. And because of that, I just didn't make anything for myself. And if I decided to, it would be something small, like it'd just be a little scarf or that's how I started with the washcloths because I enjoy making and using them, but people don't care about that. And maybe there's other people out there who will. I hope that I find you my people to purchase things for me or what have you. But what I realized is that the things that I actually enjoy making, using, and doing is the exact opposite of what the internet loves to see. So it took me out of the space, and I am okay with that. I'm just glad that I had this realization before the changes happened because, what the changes are now, they want you to have 8,000 watch hours in a calendar year. And I just think that's insane. First of all, who's sitting down watching that much TV? But it's just a way to get you to pump out more content. I personally feel it's a way for people to start paying for ad services, and all of this AI thing is like producing content for people. Even our entertainment is changing, guys, right? Like we are looking at videos that are not even real people anymore. And so it makes you question, are the thoughts that they're giving, are they behind a hidden agenda, or is it even real? People, it's like I'm watching people decline around me, and it is truthfully very, very scary. And if you are not scared too, you should be, because and it's not in a the world is getting taken over by robots kind of way, even though I saw the movie and you did too. But I do feel like people have just allowed themselves to be numb in the brain. That thought process, creativity, authenticity, all of those things don't exist in totality anymore. Everything is assisted by some form of something. And I don't know, it was something so pure about, literally, like I'm about to show you things that I've been working on. I knitted these, and when I put my listings up, I let you know how many hours did it take, because I'm a person, a singular person who's making things with my fingers, no machine required. No offense to my Centro and Addy machine knitters. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people who don't understand that knitting something like this, as small as it is, still took me 3 hours. And you want to pay $3 because on Shein and Temu and even Amazon shops with lower quality from overseas, they're charging you $3 and $5, and so you undervalue me. So anyway, with all of that being said, I have been making things for my shop, and I felt like this would also be a good time for you to, if you haven't seen it already. I kind of just changed things, and I didn't really talk about it because, again, I don't have a big social following, so I don't feel like any small changes I make really affect anything because ain't nobody watching no way. But in my YouTube space, we do connect a little bit more over here, so I figured you would be the first to see officially that my channel name is changing, and this space is now the Hand and Heart Studio. And I came up with this name. It's not revolutionary. I'm pretty sure somebody else has it. But as I sat and navigated what I wanted my introduction into selling, into making, into just pushing things out to people, whether that's classes or products or just tidbits of information, all of that I realized came because of how my heart feels when I do it. I get so excited. I get so excited when I'm teaching somebody to knit and they get it. It's so exhilarating. It really, truly is. And when I'm making something, I never thought I was a person who could just keep making the same things over and over. But I am loving it. I'm literally loving it. And because I'm an overthinker. I don't know if you knew that, but I am an overthinker. And I put a lot of thought behind what's practical and what makes sense in an everyday life situation. The drawback to being that way is that I also try to solve every problem that has never happened. If one person might have a thing, I got to figure out how to make that not happen. And what that has done over the past few months is slowed me down, because the truth of the matter is I can't please everybody with every product that I want to bring. For example, I'll show you one that I'm so happy with. This is the latest market bag that I finished, right? And this was an ode or homage to my A&T University alumni. They have their greatest homecoming, or homecoming is in October. I didn't go to the school. I don't go to school, but I used to live over there, and it was very crowded. It was a lot of people, but it's a very big thing, and I think this is their 200-year anniversary or something. So I just wanted to make a couple of things in their school colors. And this bag is one of those things that, oh man, it had took me through the ringer. So I found the pattern. I made it initially. I did it out of a kitchen cotton yarn, which is that lily sugar and cream, and it was fine. It was perfectly fine. But then I tweaked it because I didn't like the way the mesh was, so I made it a little smaller. Then I decided I didn't like how the straps were sitting, so I made those a little smaller and added more stitches. Then I decided I didn't like the size of the bag, so I made the bag with a little bit more stitches and a smaller handle. Then I decided the handle was too small, so I made the handle bigger. Like, I finally settled on a pattern. Then when it came to the cotton, it was, this cotton feels rough, but it doesn't feel like me. Like, everything about me and my personality, whimsical, just as airy and light, serene and calm, but playful energy and all that's all me. I'm like both sides of the coin. And so the fabric that I was getting out of the lily sugar and cream yarn, very utilitarian. Like, it felt sturdy. I hope I said that word, utilitarian. Like, it was sturdy. That's what I mean. Like, it was sturdy, and it felt like it was a good, solid fabric. But it was just, I don't know, like, it was just rough. And I didn't like that part. I don't like rough things. I like it because it felt really sturdy, but it didn't feel that good in the hand. So I changed the yarn to 3 different other ones, and I finally found what I like. So I'm using the kitchen cotton from Knit Picks, and I love it. It's surpassing my expectations. It works really well. The pattern that I'm using is from a blog post, Paul Mary Knits, and it's her French market bag. And again, I modified it. It's still the same design. Like, you got to give the people credit where the credit is due. Everything about it and its overall construction is the same. My numbers are just different, and that's just personal preference. So that's what I got. And just don't let the size of this bag fool you. This thing holds. It holds stuff. And I have said it before. It is literally not a purse. It is a grocery bag. So, well, you know, like a carry bag. So let's say you went shopping, or if you go to a craft fair and maybe you're picking up a bunch of stuff. I'm just throwing things in here so you can see how it looks. What else? No, that's a bag of sugar. We can't put that in there. Anyway, so let's say you're just going shopping and you're just putting stuff in it because you got a couple of little bags. You can just put more bags inside. And I wanted to make the strap a little bit bigger. Not necessarily to throw up over your arm, but if you want to, you can. But also, I like having a little bit of space for the opening. And I felt like having a bigger strap allowed me to do that. And then you see the mouth of the bag. So I fit a 10-pound watermelon in here, and I was able to tote it. Was it heavy? Yes. Did it stretch down to the floor? No. But you see, it gives you a little bit of stretch. So carrying it down at I'm 5'2", and carrying it down, like holding my arm down, it's stopping at my calf. And when I had the pattern originally, the strap was a little too long and it was hitting my ankle. Again, 5'2". I get it. I'm not tall, so maybe that's fine for taller, average size people, but whatever. So anyway, with that being said, this is the stuff that I enjoy. And so I won't let an algorithm dictate what I do with my space. This is my communal space. And if it's only a handful of us that live in it, then that's fine, because less people, less drama. And that is good for me. So, all right, let me show you some of the other stuff that I will be putting into the shop. I also have decided to put up collections for the shop so that I can kind of fit things in where they belong, because again, everything has to have a purpose. Nothing is just out here all willy-nilly, you know. So I have a lot of dishcloths because those were fun, and the dishcloths are multi-purpose, so they're not just for your dishes. You can use them in your shower, in your bath if you like. They wash wonderfully, love that. You can use it on your face. You can use it as a plant stand, like put your plant on it to catch water. You can put it up under your coffee cup when you make your coffee in the morning. You can use it as a trivet if you want. It is 100% cotton, so take your stuff out the oven, you can lay it on the trivet. Now, is it going to be as thick as a trivet? No, but it will absorb the heat. It may scorch because it is cotton, but in the shop I also have some traditional shaped square wool trivets, which is 100% wool, which is heat resistant, so that should not scorch. It is an animal fiber. So and then I have my cup cozies. I showed you a couple of those. So this is the Aggie Pride one that I did, and this is a solid color one. And if you notice the difference in definition, that's because this one has been washed and dried. This one is fresh off the needles, no washing, no drying. So it kind of blooms out. Everything looks nice. And what I like about this one, what about all that? Did I bring it in here? Oh, yeah. What I like about the bottle, the cover, you slide it over your cup or your bottle. Originally what I made the cup cozies for is because we always drink a lot of hot coffee. When I go out and drop my daughter off at McDonald's, I will go ahead and get a cup of coffee, but they don't have the little sleeve on there. So I was like, a cup sleeve would be really nice. Well, sometimes I want a large, sometimes I want a small. And what I like about this particular pattern is that I can fold it down so it's not as tall as a large, but I can put it down to a medium or small. And then what is the purpose of a cup cozy? The ones that I'm making out of wool will be perfect for keeping your warm drinks warm. The ones I make out of cotton, they'll do the same thing, not as insulating, but they're really made for your cold drinks. So your iced coffees, your refreshers from Dunkin' or wherever you get your little, I've been seeing these things called dirty sodas. Have you seen those in the fast food stores? I'm not a soda person, so that stuff doesn't interest me, but I have tried a dirty Dr. Pepper, and it tastes like vanilla Dr. Pepper to me. I think that was a phase a couple years ago, so I had that, but they put it in those little plastic cups. This is perfect for catching that water, especially because it's so hot outside. It starts sweating and getting wet, and inside of your cup holder thing in the car gets all that water pooling down there. Even when you're drinking something, you spill or dribble, it catches it on the thing, and you just throw it in the wash and the dryer, and it'll come out like that. So that's what they look like. So that's a cup cozy, right? Then I have these other ones, which also, these are the wool ones, and these are for specifically hot drinks, in my opinion. And you would put these over your cup, and it doesn't have a bottom, so you can just kind of slide it up and down your cup as you want, but the drink doesn't go anywhere. Like, I was always concerned that the drink is going to be heavy, it's going to slide through. It ain't going nowhere. I don't know how this works, but it works. And so you can just put it around your cup. Same deal, keeps the cup warm inside. And this one, you just worry about it fitting over the bulk of the cup. I've seen a lot of these cup cozy patterns where they're like these little rectangle shapes. I'm like, first of all, that's not the size of my hand. My hand is I got fat hands. So I just feel like that's not big enough. So I needed to be at least palm size. So I extended the pattern, and I came up with a different number than the pattern that I found. And And then I changed the stitch pattern because that's just what I do. So this is a broken rib. You can't really tell because it is, what you call it? Let me get a regular cup, hold on. It's a variegated yarn. So yeah, so in the cup. And this is you drinking the cup. And you see it's still in there. So yeah, hold the cup. Don't think you could just hold on to it by the cup cozy. But yeah, so it's not made for really these kind of cups. It's really made for the to-go cups. So just be mindful of what you use it on. And I am trying to put like warnings and recommendations and things on the listings because I know sometimes people don't read. And then this is another one. This one is made out of Tough Puff. Oh, this is something discontinued from Knit Picks. So these are like limited edition. Make me sound like somebody. But these are limited because I don't have any more. And I only got 2. I think I did 3 of these in this color. And yeah, so those are the cup cozies. The hot and the cold. Oh, and these ones I will be making with the closed bottom. It's my preference. I prefer the closed bottom. Out of wool, just so that, like I said, it can be over your warm drinks and still give you the same protection. And then I did a pattern that I thought was pretty interesting. It's a bonnet. It's called a bonnet. It has a split in the back, and this is the brim, and this kind of hangs back. Now, I'm not a hat person, so this is gonna look ridiculous on me, but this is what that looks like. So that's the hat, that's the back, and it gives you your little slouch, right? And then it has these things, which personally, I don't like the tassels, but I made it according to the pattern. And I told my daughter to try it on. And she's like, oh, I love the tassels. And I'm like, again, this is not for me. If the people love it, so be it, you know. But this is it's a alpaca, wool, and acrylic blend. It's a mystery because I've had it on my shelf for a while. I think it's alpaca, wool, and acrylic. And it has the little tassels. I thought they were kind of cute. A little fussy if you ask me, but they're on there. It's supposed to have a pom-pom on top, but I ran out of yarn. And then this one is another of the same pattern, same bonnet style, but with the pom added. And I just tied it on instead of the pom. I don't like hats. I'm not a hat wearing person, but you see how it looks. It's okay. It keeps your head warm. This is a wool and acrylic blend, so that's cool. So the reason I was looking for these types of patterns, I didn't know I wanted a bonnet, but the thing about hats and me, I have a small head, which is fine. And most of the hat patterns are made with like, and you can attest to this if you're a knitter, most of the hat patterns are, let's say, a super bulky yarn, and they're usually using the Malabrigo Rasta, which is that super, super thick yarn. It kind of is like this. It's like very, very thick and bulky, very pretty, very soft, and it's pretty expensive. And most patterns cast on like 40 or 42 stitches. And I followed these patterns, and I always say the same thing. This is kind of small for an average size head. I don't know how big my head is, but my kids have big hair. They have locks, they got big afros, and even when she puts her hair in a ponytail, her head is what I would call large, but these hats don't fit them. And for me, that's a problem, because what I understand is when you're writing a pattern, you're trying to make it as, I guess, budget friendly as possible. Or when you're choosing yarn, you're trying to make it as budget friendly as possible. And so you write this pattern up in a size small, but other than children, I don't know many adults whose head is that little. So I always end up having to cast on more stitches. And pet peeve of mine, when designers make hat patterns specifically, especially when they have like patterning on them, like this is a a stitch, a multiple of 4. If you don't tell me how to adjust this to make this bigger or smaller, I feel like I've wasted my money with the pattern, because chances are it's not going to fit as written. And this particular pattern, it did tell you you can increase it in increments of 4. So that helped me out because I had to increase. So this one is that I'm trying to decide, do I want to put a pom-pom on it or do I want to put the tassels on it? Because I was thinking to do the whole school color thing. I was going to do some blue and gold tassels. This blue and gold together is very stark and it's a little too heavy looking all over. So I'm thinking about kind of just interspersing a speck here and a speck there for that whole team spirit thing, but without overwhelming the pattern. So I think I'm going to do some blue and gold tassels and maybe a blue and gold pom-pom to go on top just to see what it looks like. And I think that's it. I have other patterns that I've kind of narrowed down, but I haven't started making them yet, but I will. So that is all of the projects that I have going on. That's my summary of my YouTube thoughts and feelings. I hate it for those who are really trying to make YouTube their job, their career, because they're making it really hard. I don't know what the reasons are. I just saw a post about the changes. I don't even know why they're making these changes, but at the end of the day, everything is about money, and I'm just going to settle on the fact that that's what it's about. So, but you won't be paying me, so that's okay. And I think that's why I started looking for other ways to, contribute to my family, because I'm not working, and finding other ways to receive support from others. But what service can I offer? I do still offer knitting classes on the side. And like I said, the channel name is changing to Hand and Heart Studio, but the website is handandheartgoods.com. So if you want to just sign up for notifications for when some of these things they'll end up on the website, but everything for the most part will be a made to order situation. That way I'm not making things that don't go anywhere, and I also don't want to just keep having yarn in stock for no reason. So everything will be made to order, but of course you got to make at least 1 or 2 so that people can see what they look like. So that's the model that I'm going to follow. We'll see how that works, and hopefully things go well. I did a soft launch a couple of weeks ago, and it did not go well because when I launched, I set it up in a way to where I thought everything was good. When I went in to do my own, it wasn't even a test purchase. I just went in and was looking at some things, and I added something to the cart, and I saw that the shipping was more than the product. And I was like, why is this like this? But there's a button in Shopify, and I think it was like standard shipping. And I just have to adjust that. I was like, there's no way in the world somebody's going to buy a $7 cup cozy and then pay $8 or $9, I think it was, for shipping. We're not doing that. Plus tax, no, we're not doing that. So what I decided to do was to do a flat base. If you purchase $35 worth of things, then it will be free shipping, and that's just across the board. I'm sure somehow or another this is going to bite me in the back, but I just feel like it's fair. So what can I say? Because the truth of the matter is, whether this thing took me 2 hours and maybe the products cost me $20 and I got 5 items out of it, I don't feel comfortable charging somebody $20 for something this small. That just doesn't make much sense to me as a person. Same thing for a hat. I know that the luxury yarns are $30 a skein. So at bare minimum, you got to be charging $60, most people say. I'm not paying $60 for a hat. It would have to be made out of something much more substantial than wool, because that's just how I feel. So if I feel like that as a consumer, as a maker, I would expect to do the same thing. And I know undervalue and blah blah blah, it's not $5 like you want these people out here be wanting you to charge. It's just a hat. I get it, but it was still made by 2 hands and a thought process and a selection process. So I'm getting off my soapbox now. I'm about to go make me some coffee. It is, oh, it's only 8:08 in the morning. Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So yeah, so very casual video, very casual update. I want you to let me know. Let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on all of this, the YouTube changes, if you are a creator as well. My new channel name, the business name, well, Shopify store name. Just let me know what you think about all of it. I'm just curious to see. One thing I will say about commenting before I jump off, I have found that a lot of you watch and don't comment, probably because you're watching from your TV. And if that's the case, shoot me an email. I'm fine with that too. Or send me a message on Instagram if you got your phone nearby. Because it can be a little annoying to have to log into your YouTube and then type the comment out on your phone when you're watching it comfortably from your sofa. So I get that. But if you could at least hit the like button from your remote, that at least lets me know that you're watching and that it is well received by the general public. So that was the only thing I wanted to ask of you. But yeah, just let me know how you've been and what you've been up to these last couple of months. And what things do you think I should put in the shop? I do have some things planned for winter, but I'm curious to see what do you think I should put in there, so that we can kind of build this together. It'd be interesting to watch it grow if it does. A lot of things I've tried don't really work, but I'm also, again, I'm not social media friendly. So maybe that's the reason why, but I think it'll be fun. It's fun to just try and have something to do. So thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. It's Thursday for me, so I hope you have a great weekend coming up, and I will see you when I see you in the next one. Oh, shop will probably be going up live mid-September, like right after Labor Day. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. I'll talk to you later. Bye.